Exodus chapter 8. Again the Lord spoke to Moses, "Say to Aaron your brother, stretch out your hand with your rod over the rivers, the canals, and the pools, and cause frogs to come up on the land of Egypt." So Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs came up and covered the land of Egypt. Then the sorcerers did the same with their sorceries, and brought up frogs in the land of Egypt. Pharaoh then called for Moses and Aaron and said, "Pray to the Lord for me, and let him take away the frogs from me and my people, and I will let the people go and sacrifice to the Lord." Moses replied to Pharaoh, "Appoint me a time when I shall pray for you, for your servants, and for your people, to make the frogs disappear from you, your people, and your houses. Only in the river will they remain." So Pharaoh said, "Tomorrow." Moses then said, "Let it be according to your word, that you may know this is none other than the Lord. Now the frogs shall depart from you, your houses, your servants, and your people. They shall remain in the river only." Then Moses and Aaron departed from Pharaoh, and Moses cried to the Lord about the time he had agreed to concerning the frogs he had brought against Pharaoh. So the Lord did just as Moses said, and the frogs died away from the houses, the villages, and the fields. Then they gathered them together in heaps, and the land stank. But when Pharaoh saw there was relief, his heart was hardened, and he did not heed them, as the Lord said. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Say to Aaron, stretch out your rod and strike the dust of the land, that it may become lice on men, on 4-footed animals, and throughout all the land of Egypt." Thus Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod and struck the dust of the earth, and it became lice on man and 4-footed animals, and there were lice in all the dust of the land. Now the sorcerers so worked with their sorceries to bring forth lice, but they could not, and there were lice on man and 4-footed animals. Then the sorcerers said to Pharaoh, "This is the finger of God." But Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he did not heed them, as the Lord said. Again the Lord said to Moses, "Rise early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh as he goes to the water. Then say to him, 'Thus says the Lord, let my people go to serve me in the desert. Or else, if you will not let my people go, behold, I will send the dog fly on you and your servants, and on your people and into your houses. The houses of the Egyptians shall be filled with the dog fly, and also the ground on which they stand. Now on that day I will set apart the land of Goshen, in which my people dwell, that no dog fly be there, that you may know I am the Lord of all the earth. I will make a difference between my people and your people. Tomorrow this shall be a sign in the land." So the Lord did thus, and the dog fly came in abundance into the houses of Pharaoh, and into his servants' houses, and into all the land of Egypt. And the land was destroyed by the dog fly. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron and said, "Go, sacrifice to your God in the land." But Moses said, "It is not right to do so, for we would be sacrificing the abomination of the Egyptians to the Lord our God. If we should sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians before their eyes, they would stone us. We will go 3 days' journey into the desert and sacrifice to the Lord our God, as he said to us." Pharaoh then said, "I will send you away, and you shall sacrifice to the Lord your God in the desert. Only you shall not go very far away, and then pray for me to the Lord." Then Moses said, "Indeed, I will go out from you and pray to God, and tomorrow the dog fly will depart from you, and from your servants and your people. But let Pharaoh not deal deceitfully any more, in not letting the people go sacrifice to the Lord." So Moses went out from Pharaoh and prayed to God. Thus the Lord did as Moses said, and removed the dog fly from Pharaoh, his servants, and his people. Not one remained. But Pharaoh hardened his heart at this time also, neither would he let the people go.